All right. Welcome back to Slurpathon 2022. And we're raising money for Extra Life for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. And our next run up here is Final Fantasy X with the cutscene skip mod. And that's going to be run by Christenarium. So take it away, Chris.
Hello there. I am Local Man. I am here with my beautiful couch, which is one member.
Not so local man.
Not so local man. And yeah, we're here to run cutscene remover. So I guess we should just start when we get the now, right?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Then. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so first thing we can do, we're going to name Titus to ha 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 ha, all capitals.
Fantastic.
It would be amazing if I could actually do that properly. Alas, here we are. I've done Seed Minute. Do you want to go into a little bit about what that is, Crimson?
Yeah, sure. So, something we discovered back at the start of this year, through just some idle conversation, was that there's a hidden value in the game, which the game uses to, along with the current time, to decide what initial seed to put the game on. And there's about 256 of them on PC. So what we've done here is we've used a little tool that one of the members of the community, Grey Fox, created. And it basically allows us to reverse engineer what that value is, that hidden value. And then we can use that to start the game at a specific time and then get one of the exact 256 seeds that we want to start on.
We're about to see whether or not I succeeded, because I did the Seed Minute beforehand, but I have no way of knowing whether or not it worked until now. There should be 289, and then 131, and then 536. Whew, okay, alright, that's a lot of stress off. It was also pointed out in chat that I was accidentally using the time without loads, because that's what my life split is set to by default. We're now using time with loads, I promise.
All good. Now, oh, sorry, go on.
No, it's fine, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, we do still have, for the next few minutes, we do still have an open incentive for naming Valifor, although I think that might be closed. And then we've got Behemoth's name still coming up. So please get your donations in to give Behemoth a good name. That's all I got. Take it away, Inferno. Sorry.
Yes, Chris is just fighting the first boss of the game now, Armaze. It's pretty simple boss. It can't kill you. It only has Demi, which hits you for a quarter of your current life total. So we basically just attack, utilize overdrives to deal as much damage as possible, and try and get through this as fast as possible. Crits are what we're looking for ideally. Of course, we know exactly how this is going to go because we minute the seed.
That's despite us knowing how it's going to go, that's not going to stop us going, oh my god, no way, every time a good bit of luck happens.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So we know this next attack with Titus is a crit. However, he's going to crit and I'm going to say, oh my god, no way, a crit. And that's how a lot of this is going to go. Alright, slaughtered 4 Demi. Who knew? And here we have the tanker fight. There's a surprising amount of like subtlety to this fight. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, so the tanker, the enemy we actually have to defeat, doesn't start the fight as being an active target. And the way the game's coded, it only becomes an active target once it reaches Tidus's third turn, or sorry, his fourth turn, or on second turn. So what we do in this fight, because we want Tidus to, we want Tidus's fourth turn to be the turn that we, it becomes active on, because whereas he just went and saw it, Auron's got a lot of dialogue. So we switch weapon and abuse the fact that it's a much quicker action and we recover faster from it. And we're able to get just about 4 of Tidus's turns in before Auron gets his second turn.
Yeah, if you just attack normally, it will land on Auron's turn, and then he just... Yeah, there's a lot of dialogue, and he'll be like, oh, it's actually that one. We should hit it.
I think it also requires 5 hits instead of 3 hits to kill.
Yeah, it does, yeah.
So the fight becomes actually quite a lot longer just by that that small little change.
Couldn't find the angle to change Tidus's swimming angle, so unfortunately we've lost maybe upwards of a quarter of a second on that swimming section.
Ooh.
Pretty unrecoverable, unfortunately.
I was going to say, are you sure you don't want to reset?
I think we are going to have to reset, which means we're going to have to do seed manip again. I hope you guys don't mind 10 minutes or so.
That's optimistic.
Yeah. It's fine. We're already in the right mystery bite range. It'll be fine. So I'm going to swim to our right here. Now I'll activate the next fight.
One's Geos Gano, right? Or Geos Gyno, or however his name's pronounced.
We say Geos to avoid pronouncing it.
Hey, that's smart. That's a good. That's a good trick.
However, he does half of your health +1, so you can't ever die to him. So we're just going to sit around and defend.
Huh.
Then we're going to open the menu and turbo X inputs, because that heals us faster. Okay. My last run of this I did in Chinese, but for marathon ease and everybody understanding what's going on, I've put it in English. And I'm sure a few times it's going to trip me up when I'm looking for very specific symbols and then silence grenade is just written in English.
You got to play it in English, but Google translated from Chinese for maximum clarity.
That sounds horrendous, but I'm down.
Google Translate on the Chinese symbols has an interesting idea of what some words are.
It has absolutely no idea in a lot of them.
This is true. This is true. Look up Star Wars The Third Gathers Backstroke of the West if you want to see some premium Chinese to English auto translation.
We're about to get into Click Part 2. Would you like to explain steal chances?
I'd love to explain steal chances. So the way stealing works in this game is anytime you steal from an enemy, the first one's guaranteed, and then every single one after that is half of the chance. But because we know exactly what's going to happen, we know that we can steal 4 times in a row here, despite it being very low odds. Also, a slightly interesting thing at the start of Phase 2, which you may not have noticed, Tidus immediately potioned. And this is when the manips start to come in, because by doing that, the next hit was moved from a non-crit to a crit. And so we dealt a little bit of extra damage, and it means that we are able to kill this boss a little bit faster.
Yeah, it should die here, right? Yep, there we go. So we're going to skip a almost comical amount of cutscenes there. You don't get to find out who Riku or the Arbed are. No working, we're just going to start diving immediately. I instinctively looked towards my splits to see if I'd save time or not. They're not there. That's just one timer. I'm gonna... If you see me looking to the right after I kill something, that's what I'm looking for. It will probably happen several times over the course of this run.
That skip, that little skip going from the boat to the water is actually my favorite in the entire run. Because it's the one where when I was developing the cutscene remover, it just worked first time, and it was so clean, and I was like, damn, okay, moving on.
So yeah, Crimson's had a rather large hand in getting rid of a lot of the cutscenes in the cutscene remover and taking some out. Lots of work in it. I tested it. I was there. I existed within that time. I'm pretty sure our contribution to the project is equal, if not mine is bigger.
I think there's many people who have had more contribution than me, Chris.
Yeah. That's also probably true. Alright. Okay. Come on, what did we say earlier? Oh my god, a crit! No way! There you go.
Whoa.
So lucky. How does he do it?
Incredible.
Part of what the seed minipping does and why it's so nice to run now, there's just none of the RNG that you used to reset over. Like, there still is, because we can't manip Blitzball, unfortunately, but bad Besaid Lagoons, don't worry about it. It's always going to be 2 encounters and 2 piranhas. Like, terrible roads with 1,000,000 ambushes, don't worry about it. They no longer exist. It's a very, very nice run with Seed Minute. Although I probably wouldn't recommend doing it until push your time down a little bit further. You want to explain Tross? We just kind of rolled up to it a little bit.
Yeah, Tross is so we manip a low roll on the grenade here, so the grenade can hit for 328 to 370 damage. Tross has like an internal counter where once you hit him for 350 damage, he's going to swim away. So we tried to hit him for less than 350, and we hit him for 344. And what that means is we can get an extra grenade on him before he swims away. And this just speeds up the fight a little bit, because if we don't do that, then he'll swim around again after he charges back at us, and it's just slow when he swims away. But yeah, other than that, this fight is just throwing grenades, because Riku do big damage right now.
Yeah, we can attack with Tidus again there, but we're going to choose to defend because we know the grenade's going to be enough. It would also mess with Tidus's rolls, which I'd be surprised if I managed to take to Wendigo, but it can matter.
Yeah, so the interesting thing about doing the set seed is that even the smallest mistake can basically kill the run, because everything is rooted on such a knife's edge with the expectation that everything goes to plan. That when one thing doesn't go to plan, it kind of cascades into many problems.
But before the marathon organisers have a heart in their mouth moment, he does just mean PB, because you lose time. It's
Oh yes, it's a matter of like it's a matter of like seconds, but when you're doing a PB run, those seconds really matter.
Yeah, there's a cheeky chance later on that a really bad thing can happen on Wendigo, so I've got like a ultra super safe strat for that fight. The only fight that's a little monk-ass, I guess, is Evray. Because I'm going to need to hit Tidus's Overdrive first try. and if I don't, we die.
Ooh.
Yeah. Not
Oh,
the
I
end
guess
of the world, but...
I was gonna say, I guess with like, I always think about dying to Evray being a huge pain because of all the cutscenes, but I guess you don't really have to worry about that with the cutscene remover.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you just roll back in. The problem is we can't have too many extra encounters because we're gonna try and go for a marathon first. It's not been done in a marathon yet. We're gonna manipulate no encounter armor and kill a ghost in the sunken cavern of faith. But the ghost is at a specific encounter, and it requires pretty decent movement to get there. If you die on a boss and reload the autosave, your RNG isn't lost, but it is an extra encounter. Too many of those, and suddenly you have to like run around in circles for 3 or 4 minutes waiting for the next one, because the one after the first ghost is a while away.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Well, hopefully it's not something you have to worry about.
No, hopefully not. That said, we're in Besaid. Even in cutscene remover, this bit is... Oh, it's slow. So if you want to talk about something related to the marathon, or give shout-outs, or that kind of thing, now's your time.
Sure thing. Give me one sec here. So yeah, this is Slurpathon. We are raising money for Extra Life, which raises funds for the Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Proceeds go to the Alberta Children's Hospital Foundation for this marathon currently. Extra Life brings together gamers around the world to play games in support of their local Children's Miracle Network hospitals. Since its inception in 2008, Extra Life has raised over $70 million for the sick and injured kids, including thousands over the years at Slurpathon itself, tens of thousands probably. Speaking of, current goal is 5,000. We made more than that last year, but I'm confident we're gonna break that record this year again. So, the next incentive coming up is naming Bahamut. So I don't think there's. I think the only name on there right now is Zello with $45. So if you want to one up Zello and bump his name off of Bahamut, that's what you got to do. So yeah. Also, hey, Dudney.
I would recommend doing that because if you want to try and snipe Bahamut's name, Bahamut is the hard carry in this route. He will be used a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're in our first Cloister of Trials. Crimson, you want to cheekily talk about the trials?
Yeah, so this is, I guess, a little bit of a puzzle. We'll see a few of them throughout the game. Once you know how they work, they're not particularly challenging, but some of them, for when you first play this game casually, can prove to be quite tricky, especially some of the later ones. This first one, Besaid, is pretty simple. There's not a lot that can go wrong. It's not very hard to get your way through it, even casually. And Chris is just finishing it. It's that quick.
Yeah. Pretty much. They do get a little bit more complex later on, but they're kind of alright.
I think everybody, or most people's least favorite, is probably Bavel.
Yeah.
But as a speedrunner of this game, it's actually Jose for me.
Yes. There's
And
a specific pedestal you have to push that is
it's because the design of the trial is very annoying when you're trying to go fast.
Yeah.
And Bavel, once you know how it works, is just kind of an auto scroller.
But where most people struggle in Bavel is that it does just take away your free movement. You don't have any.
Yeah, and I think it can be quite disorientating the first time you do it. You're like, what's all these random pathways I'm going down, and I can't really see anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we do have a $25 donation from Rujasu55 saying, Slurpathon is always a fun time. Happy to be here. If you wouldn't mind letting us know what incentives or bid wars or whatnot that's going to Rujasu in the chat when you have a chance. Thanks. Also, I could see Bavel being I don't know. Bavel and Chocobo racing are the two things people complain about a lot in FF10 that I've never found too troublesome.
Chocobo racing used to be in the route, actually, a few years ago. Yeah, because you go do the training so you can pick up a chest, go to Remium Temple, and then do the 3 chest race. And that will net you items that you can mix. So trio of 9999 can be used with Riku, and then you just fire gem everything down.
I think Chocobo racing that's normally at the forefront of people's mind is the get less than 0 seconds challenge.
Yeah, the one for Tidus's
for his the item for his celestial weapon.
Yeah.
That honestly, once you speedrun Nemesis percent, it's not that bad. You'd be surprised. Because there are like certain patterns that happen at the beginning. The Chocobo trainer will always cut into you, so you just wait for a balloon to be on the right side and then you're ahead. And then the birds will always target like once you and then once the trainer. It's not consistent by any means. It can still be really evil, but like it's better than you think it is.
Yeah, I was also like steering with the D-pad always just seems to help a lot. I don't know. Just more precise control, I guess.
I still don't like that mini game.
Yeah.
I practiced it once for Nemesis and was like, I actually hate this.
Also, something we skipped over amongst all this chatter. We went back into Besaid so we could get something mangled and slobbery out of a dog's mouth. You wanna?
Are you telling me that the local man didn't do the local man skip?
I didn't do the local man skip. No, I wasn't feeling it today. On the account of that losing minutes if you decide to do it. You save a lot of time on Kimari because you don't have to go back into Besaid. But then you have to do everything else, and that's much more tragic.
Yeah, so what we picked up there was a hidden overdrive for Valifor. So Valifor has actually got a second overdrive. It's a lot more powerful, and it basically carries us through the first 50% of the game on some of the harder bosses.
Yeah. Energy Blast is quite powerful.
Oh, we also have a $25 anonymous donation. If you want that to go towards an incentive or a bid war, let us know in the chat, Anonymous. Don't actually know what we do there for that.
Yeah.
To make yourself no longer anonymous.
Yeah, I was going to say, someone show up and be like, yeah, that was mine, put it towards this. Like, oh well, we'll figure it out.
Unless, if that doesn't happen, I was just going to say organizer's choice.
Oh. Fair enough.
Because, my buddy in this marathon, Awesome Waves, he's just done his run. So I can't put any donations to towards any incentive he's doing. He's already done his run. Also, this fight isn't anything magical or difficult. It's just, here's how overpowered Aeons are, the tutorial. Bodcap's mum really coming through for us. Like she always does. An enchanted rod. Is that supposed to be an enchanted rod?
Yes.
Okay.
Too used to running in Chinese and not actually knowing what it's called.
Literally, yeah. It's a Una weapon. Quick thing, I switched Walker out of the... Oh, sorry, were you just about to say that?
Yeah, but go ahead.
No, go on, you do it. I believe in you.
Yeah, so we just switched Walker out of the party. The game intends for Walker to be in the party here. It gives you a little tutorial on using Dark Attack, which is his starting skill. It inflicts darkness on the enemy for 3 turns, and it basically makes killing this Garuda it's probably possible without it, but it makes it much more doable. However, Dark Attack is slow, and Walker has some dialogue he likes to say when he's in there. So we actually take the opportunity to remove him from the party and then just run away from the battle, which is much faster.
Fun quirk about this fight as well, that you will know if you've become very fast at this game. You have to do the Tidus selection when you attack the wolf slower than you normally would. Because if you press X, right X as fast as you can, instead of attacking the wolf, you attack Lulu. We've all had it happen once and be like, wait, hang on, what just happened there? Did I do the wrong inputs? Did not do the wrong inputs. Sometimes FF10 just be like that.
Yeah, it's a really weird one when it happens, and you're like, did I press the wrong button?
Yeah.
But actually, there's like a 1 or 2 frame window where I guess the direction that the camera's set up in is different to the direction that you're looking at, and because everything in this game in terms of direction is based on, or mostly based on camera position, it goes, oh, you want to switch to Lulu? Cool, attack.
Yeah.
And you're mashing, you're inputting so fast you don't have time to react to it, and you're just like, oh, that happened, fun.
So this is the first fight where if you were trying to claim that you weren't manipping, you'd probably be found out. We kill a sin scale for seemingly no reason, and then Tidus is going to potion himself again.
Yeah, so this is a pretty big deviation from the normal route you would do if you're not seed manipping. Normally we would just use Kamari and Lulu to deal damage to the Finn, and then summon Balafor to, or in this case Bodmum, to finish it off. But here we take the turns to set up some interesting damage rolls for the next fight.
Yeah, some very interesting damage rolls. That, if I don't do anything too wrong, we should see. Tidus is on potion, so up. Normal strat, dark attack, 2 cheer. We're just going to 1 cheer and no dark attack. We didn't get attacked by any sin scales on the tanker, which means that Tidus isn't going to die here, hopefully. There are RNG targeting stuff that can make us die. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, so an interesting quirk about the run is that although we can control most things, one thing we can't control is enemy AI. That's something that is linked to an RNG value which we have no ability to predict. And unfortunately, the sin scales on the tanker, their AI can, depending on how many attacks they decide to do, can have quite a big impact throughout the run. And if we get too many attacks on that fight, it makes everything here attack Tidus. Because all the enemies decide to target him and he just dies. It's fun.
You just saw that the fight ended very quick, or sooner than you would normally expect. That's because all of that shenanigans and the extra attacks and potions we were doing on the boat leads to an overdrive crit, which deals, I mean, how much was that one? 1,068, I think.
1069, I think.
10. Okay, yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
I knew what the number was. I deliberately said 68. Betrayal. SMH.
I deliberately said 69.
Alright. So we're going to go into Killiker Woods, and even though we have Maniptacede, we're going to be charging on a Regora. What's that about?
It's just the second best way to do it.
Oh, right, yeah. Details. Crimson rooted in some new stuff last night, so I'm not doing that. I'm doing normal, boring stuff.
You know, you gotta do kind of the marathon safe stuff in a marathon setting.
Yeah. We have this wonderful meme in Final Fantasy X where at one point we were discovering like a lot of new stuff. Because of seeds and all of that. Where the run from day to day would look very, very different. And it got to the point where runners who were using, like, you know, the strats we were using last week would just be like, wow, you're using that strat? That's so 9th of November 2022, Lamau. Like... Managed sorry, go on.
There was a period of time where I think I went through about 6 different seeds in 6 days.
Yeah.
And each one was better than the last because I was just like going through them, finding better and better seeds, and I was just like, wow, you guys are still on that seed.
Yeah. I managed not to attack the Regora with Tidus. So it's not going to randomly die early, and suddenly Velfor has Overdrive. We're charging the Overdrive so we can use Energy Blast on Since-Born Juno. Since-Born Juno has like 3,000 HP.
You said that like you were exaggerating, but it actually does.
Yeah. And then here, Waka is going to kill a Deinonyx, and, surprise, surprise, he's going to crit.
No way!
No way! Oh my god! Who could have seen that coming? Not me, that's for sure.
Live and let live.
Anyway. Run forward. The Regora did hit us. We do have to use the saves here. You almost always do. And attack to make sure that we get the damage in. And summon Bodmum. And it's the... well, I guess you saw the power of Energy Blast on the boat. But I was too busy memeing to see the real power of it. We're really, really early in the game. Energy Blast is going to do 1,500 damage to just everything. The true form of Juno comes out. And we are already on fire. Because we charged on the Regora fight. So we can just turbo the next set of inputs. Because normally you'd be on Thunder. If you charged on something that wasn't a Regora. Quick note. You may see me, like, you know, twisting my hair, and it's just like, wow, how are you doing that? But also doing inputs. Final Fantasy X allows turbo. Because hands and wrists and arms are important. So every time I hold select, it mashes X for me. Isn't it brilliant what technology can do?
Much skill.
Much skill. So that's the Juno fight over. Velfor has Overdrive again. That is a Twilight Steel. I actually looked that time. We were supposed to get that, and then you get the normal Null Tide shield on the third workers fight.
Don't worry, Chris, you'll get about 20 Discord pings if something goes off track.
Yeah.
Not all of them will be from me.
If we don't get no encounter armor, I imagine I will just get a torrent of abuse for Grey Fox from Grey Fox for like the next year, if unlucky. So the second Cloister of Trials. It's not difficult. The doors burn when you put the Killicosphere in them. We're going to put the Killicosphere in this pedestal, and a glyph lights up. However, we can't interact with that glyph until we've removed the Fire Sphere, so we're going to remove that. Now interact with it. A dumb thing about this game, you move very, 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 very marginally slower when you're holding one D-pad button. So if you're just holding like a cardinal direction, down, right, up, left, you move ever so slightly faster than anything else. So a lot of my movement will be geared around trying to press one D-pad button for as long as possible. It doesn't come up that often, but it does in areas like Killico when you can just press down to run through that doorway. I have no idea how you do it, Crimson. I assume it's something similar.
I'm just lazy and I just use the analog stick. Also, all memes about Lamau who resets the trials aside, I feel for the guy who has to literally install new doors every time.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel a bit bad. Oh, another summoner came through. Another set of doors? Yeah. How many this time? Oh, God, how do you want so many? Like,
if he owns a door company and maybe he's getting paid, then maybe he loves it.
But
maybe he just slaps them in and he's like, that's 10 million gil, please.
10 million gil. Damn, where can I get this guy's job? It sounds amazing.
They can afford to pay for it. They're the like government and the church. Like they've got some gil kicking around, I'm sure.
Yeah, but Sin just like destroyed the town. Like they're all in repair and stuff.
Yeah, that'd probably be a hard pitch. Hey, can we get more doors for the temple? And the guy's like sitting in front of like the wreckage of the town, or like,
yeah.
We
don't in the speedrun, but like if you go and talk to the shopkeeper, they're just like, "Oh, Lamau, I lost everything. This is a disaster."
Yeah.
It's fine though. It's Yevon. I'm sure they got lots of money knocking around.
Oh yeah.
That door maker's living his best life. What do you call a door maker? Normally I'd say like a carpenter, but this guy's making metal doors, I'd hope.
Yeah.
Metal doors that spontaneously combust.
Yeah.
An illusionist, I don't know.
Yeah, an illusionist. They got Houdini working on them.
Maybe the doors are summonings.
Quick note, I'll rush through two things here. We gave a worker 1100 gil. That makes a weapon we'll be buying in Mushroom Rock Road much cheaper. That's basically mandatory for the speedrun. And this is the Jack Shot game. Jack Shot, getting it is slow. It adds more to the cutscenes afterwards. Not that that matters. The reason we can't get Jack Shot in Cutscene Remover is because the Cutscene Remover doesn't account for you getting Jack Shot. So if you do, it just crashes. So we deliberately fail the minigame.
Not that we would want to beat it anyway.
No, you don't need it when you have Sphere Shot. Here's a thing that slips up new runners. the Blitzball tutorial comes up quite early. If you do go into the Blitzball tutorial, you lose like a minute. You have to go through an entire tutorial, and you can't just like mash your way through it because it makes you play Blitzball for a bit. Would not recommend. So, normal Luca stuff. With cutscenes, this place feels like an eternity. Without cutscenes, you just blitz straight through it. It's great. I'm a bit too far down there, so this line's actually a little dodgy. And it's another half a second lost. How am I going to live? But TLDR, Yuna's been kidnapped. We got to go save her. We were looking for a guy called Oren in a bar, and because in Spira only one person can have one name, there being a guy called Oren must mean that it's the Oren that we know.
It's not that other Oren.
No, not the other Oren. That guy doesn't exist.
The Oren with 2 O's.
Yeah. Orun.
Also, real quick here, we have opened up donations towards the first bonus game, which is a 16-star run of Super Mario 64. So, if you're looking for something to donate to, and for whatever reason don't want to donate to Behemoth's name, go right ahead and toss your donations that way. And that's all I got.
Alrighty then. You see from that fight we got a high potion and an X potion. With the way this works out, that always happens. We'll get 2 high potions from this fight. Ooh, that was nearly bad. Okay. I got a brief cold shiver go through me as I nearly attacked with Tidus. That would have set the rolls off a little bit. Oh yeah, we'll get 2 high potions from this fight. And then we'll get 6 high potions from the next fight, but we'll also get a null-tide shield. That will mean that tracking is still working. Later on, the tracking will become a little more intense, a little harder, because there's certain things we can't predict. Certain order in which enemies are killed is also unpredictable. It's the whole thing. For now, fairly chill. Should all be consistent. Lulu got hit, which is unfortunate. That means I'm going to have to heal her. Normally, in almost every seed, you'd be fine on 223 HP. I would laugh at you for healing Lulu. On this seed, she gets battered by the next boss of Blitzerator and Blitzwall Brush. It does about 260 damage to Lulu.
And Kamari stands there and is like, what's going on?
Yep, Kimari doesn't get hit. He stands he stands there and looks at his allies. This crits. Oh my god, no way. Lulu now has 146 HP, so even on a normal seed you'd heal her now. Whack. And whack. So, Null-Tide Shield. No way. And then from a Blitzerator, we're going to get a Lightning Steel, which will be able to help us. But we'll go into that when we're there. Get your jams out. This one's a banger.
I love me some of this tune.
I love this tune.
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys, but I put this one on every night and just, you know, jam out a little bit. Break dance everywhere. It's great. So as you can see, Lulu got splattered. Kimari didn't get hit. The whole gimmick of this fight is that you have to power up the crane by thundering it 3 times. And now we get to use the crane. It's fully online. It looks terrible, but it doesn't normally look that terrible. I just play with low graphics on. I also just realised we haven't posted in marathons in the FF10 Discord. Whoops. Alright, all in time, something to worry about during Blitzball. So I'm going to deliberately defend on Kimari. He doesn't get a turn. Lulu Thunder. And then Tidus has already attacked, or we can turbo through. Now, because this weapon drop is for killer, it should be Lightning Steel. It is. And now we have to do a cheeky menu. Just give Tidus a bit of strength, haste, and the ability to use haste twice. A cheeky little sort of the menu, and then we're going to equip Lightning Steel.
One of Tidus's many weapons.
Yeah, he gets a lot of them in this seed.
Tidus is doing his best Gilgamesh impression.
He has Brotherhood, Lightning Steel, and several others that don't matter even slightly.
Small little thing that Chris did there was he touched the save sphere to heal. I think everyone has been called out by either forgetting to or not realizing you have to heal there, and you don't have enough MP for the upcoming fights. So just a small little thing, but very bad if you miss it.
This cannot go in, right? Yeah, okay, who's gonna get it? That's fine. So you want to explain why I'm passing the ball to Tidus for no reason?
I don't know why I'd explain something that you're doing for no reason.
Yeah, you know what? When you say it like that, touche.
No, so Tidus starts needing exactly 1 XP to get to level 3. And in the Blitzball minigame, level 3 is the level that any character has to get to before it can use any any abilities. And so in order to use Tidus' Sphere Shot, which is a very powerful shot, we need to get him some XP. The easiest way to do that is just to pass the ball to him and then pass it back to Jasu, and then do what Chris is doing right now, swim away. Because Jasu has the fastest speed in the sphere pool, so they can't ever catch him.
Yeah, this cheeky little technique is called Jasu training. Not gonna lie, there aren't many breaks in FF10 CSR, so you can also hide behind the goalkeeper. I was not given a chance to here.
Yep, so Chris
Grav
got Grav
aggroed on me.
aggroed.
Yeah.
Yep. Grav likes to do that. Grav's gonna Grav. My favourite piece of trivia about Blitzball is Jasu's speed stat.
What is Jasu's speed, Mr. Crimson?
Well, first of all, every other player in this game has a speed stat of 60. Who wants to guess what Jasu's speed stat? Given we know he's faster.
Does Mr. Host want to take a guess at this? Right, Mr. Host isn't around, unlucky. Go on. Put us out of our misery.
I want to see if chat can get it.
Let's see if chat can get it. Okay. Well, Ivy guessed 61. It's not 61.
I hope she didn't mean 61 factorial. It's definitely not that. He would be he'd be in space by now.
That would basically be boosters. You would accidentally swim into someone and like force a tackle.
Okay, I think chat knows what it is, but they don't want to say it. It's 69.
I normally keep the ball for a little bit so Jassie's HP isn't so low. But yes, nice. Jasu's speed is 69. It's wonderful. So Titus is now level 3. He has Sphere Shot. We're going to go for that. This formation doesn't matter yet, but it can later on.
Yes, this is something we call triangle formation because the 3 closest players form a little triangle. This is by far the worst formation if you're trying to score, because it makes it very awkward to get the ball to Tidus, who in this part of the game is the only one who has a realistic chance of scoring.
I found out the other week that you can just put the formation in right side. And
Yeah,
it
you
kinda
can,
makes it a lot
but
more
it's doable, but it's very awkward, especially
Yeah.
if you want to get a certain skip.
Yeah, I will go for it, but I will err on the side of safety.
You got a good formation for it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go now. It's... oh dear. I think Titus is open if I just hold up left and mash square. Oh, that's annoying. Alright, well, let's just hope he doesn't have Venom Tackle. He doesn't. Alright, cool. This should be Blitz off skip then.
I'll be honest, I've seen
Nice.
I've seen more convincing. They really wanted to defend that goal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That formation collapsed into danger territory.
Oh, they went full turtle. For sure. Right, so this is what we call a double Letty. It means Letty got the blitz off twice. We got blitz off skip. You spoke about what that is, right? Or didn't you?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
So,
cool.
well, I don't think I think I talked about it. I didn't explain exactly what went on. So, so at 3:01 on the clock, the game transitions into a cutscene. And it just transitions naturally from the game, but it doesn't stop the game as soon as it gets to 3:01. So if we shoot the ball such that it goes into the net when the scoreboard says 3:01 or 3:02, then we can actually score while it's transitioning into the cutscene, and the game will count it. And so we don't actually have to wait for the game to restart Blitzball with the blitz off. So it saves about 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Pretty
It's a very
nice.
it's a pretty precise trick for just how little time it saves. That was a pretty good blitzball though. That's probably
We take those.
that's about as good as I can ask for in a marathon setting. I think my PB would have saved like 30 odd seconds to that. Alright, you want to explain the 3 cheer stuff?
Yeah. So, nice little strat we do here. We've probably been doing this about, I don't know, a year now. I don't even remember when we started doing it. There used to be a strat where you would cheer twice when Tidus had lightning still, because it would make him always overkill these Sahagin. Reason we would want to overkill them is because they drop power spheres, which are very important for the run, and every overkill gives us an extra power sphere. The problem with the 2 cheer strat was that it was incredibly slow, because Walker wouldn't really do anything in the fight, and you're just sat there cheering for ages with Tidus. We came up with a strat where we use 3 cheers instead. And what this does is it means that Walker will kill the Sahagins in 1 hit on all but 1 out of 32 RNG rolls. So we can actually haste both of them and then just plow through the Sahagins. So whereas with the 2 cheer strat, we'd only be attacking with Tidus, and it would be not good time-wise. With the 3 cheer strat, we can attack with Walker as well, and although we waste a bit of time at the start doing all those cheers, once we start attacking things, they die very quickly. So overall, this strat technically loses about 10 seconds to if you didn't use cheers at all. But throughout the run, it will save us a lot more time because we now don't have to worry about farming power spheres anywhere.
Yeah, and you also don't need to put in impromptu things that will then throw off trapping later on. Alright, no Dark Attacker Garuda. Would you like to explain why Titus dying is a good thing?
Yeah, I mean, Titus dying here is it's not a massive thing. It's just nice because basically we only want to attack with Auron here. We don't want anyone else to really get a turn. And so if Titus dies, that's one fewer person who we don't have to defend on. Honestly, if Walker could die here as well, it would be great, but he never dies here.
No.
If we could just have solo Auron fighting this Garuda, that would be amazing.
Alright. Fairly good so far. Bright Bracer, that is what's supposed to drop. We're going to grab these two chests. And then we have a magic sphere and an HP sphere. We will use the magic sphere for its intended purpose. But we won't be giving anyone 300 HP. Because it turns out Riku's mixes are disgusting.
But I want extra damage on self-destruct.
I'm sure you definitely do with this seed. Alright, so this is one of the bits that I mentioned at the start of the run, which is ultimately hold up for quite a while. That's just this screen. We're going to hold up. We're going to get stopped by a Raldo encounter here. And this is a tutorial for Auron has piercing. Anything that looks like it has armor, Auron should kill. And that is the... Oh, wait, no, we killed... Okay, it's the first out of two things he'll kill. He never used to kill anything, but on this seed we make him kill a
Whoa,
Lamash
dude, he's already killed two things.
Oh, yeah. I guess he killed the Vuvir earlier.
And the Garuda.
Cheeky bit of help from Titus there, though. That doesn't count. That's not a solo kill.
Strimmer, don't attack the bomb.
I'm not going to attack the bomb, don't worry.
That won't go so easy
I only did it twice. I learned my lesson. Yeah, Titus is still on attack there from the previous Raldo. And if you turbo thinking Titus is on flee, then you just kind of attack the bomb. And it's tragic. You don't want that.
That won't go so easy on you next time.
We're going to grab a Hunter Spear from this dude. The Hunter Spear isn't, like, good. Actually moved a little bit there. I think
The game thinks it's good, though.
The game thinks it's really good. I see it as a lot of gil. I think that's how everyone sees it. You get a lot of gil from that bad boy.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, he basically just hands us for almost 4,000 gil on a silver platter.
Yeah, and in this seed we have a weapon, I think it's called Twilight Steel.
Hey, I'm a guardian now, so watch out.
You pretty much only have to sell that
I'll be right back.
and the Hunter Spear, because later on when you buy Sentry, instead of just like selling everything in your inventory. So, about screens where all you do is hold up. This is... It's a long screen. Grey Fox in chat says there are 5 outspeeds coming up, which doesn't fill me full of hope. I think the next time the camera straightens up, I want to move slightly to the left.
I'll be right back.
But because of the seed, yeah, sorry. We know how many encounters are coming up. So we know in Mihun Screen 1 that we were going to get 2. But we know in the combined Mihun Screen 2 and 3, which was the last one in this one, we're going to get 8. Oh, that's a point. Normally, we have like an inbuilt thing that shows us how many encounters we're on in Live Split, but I've just realized I don't have that. Because the Live Split used for this marathon is different.
Don't worry, I'll know if you're not on the right encounter count.
Okay. With all these outspeeds outcoming, I'm actually going to do this. I don't want Titus randomly dying.
I'll be right back.
Is this close? I think this always concerns me, and then it's okay. Yeah, no, we're fine. So, Chocobo Eater. Hope I don't haste the boss, etc., etc. That would be pretty bad. Etc., etc. Would you like to try a bait as well?
Strimmer, don't haste the boss.
Alright, I will try not to.
Top 10 Final Fantasy X tricks. Don't haste any of the bosses if you can avoid it. I say that, but I could see that being a manipulation or something.
Oh no. I hasted the boss. What a silly sausage. How could I have possibly done that specific set of inputs to haste the boss?
Oh boy, it's downhill from here.
Hey. Alright. We've been shoved off the side of the cliff onto the old road. Chocobo, I think, has like 12,000 HP, right? 12,000?
Yeah, it's there's many reasons why it's unreasonable to try and kill him in that fight. That's one of them.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, it would take a very, very long time to kill Chocobo Eater. You do get a Chocobo for free that you can then ride until the end of Mihenho. It's still not worth it. We get pushed off the side. We have
Oh
this...
no, an ambush.
We're still fine with the AoE, I think, right? Yuna and Auron gets attacked.
You'll find most of the time with
Huh.
Yuna in the party.
Never
with an
mind.
AoE.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I think we're still fine. Yeah. Okay. That was scary.
Well. Yeah.
That was...
Nice marathon luck there.
Yeah. We can't even hide behind the haha manip. The ambush is just sometimes a little scary. And I also didn't know that Yuna and Auron's first escape fail there. That was a... That's a cheeky little thing to know, isn't it?
Yeah, so we intentionally put Yuna in the party because it makes that fight a little bit safer. Because the big dragon enemy has a chance to attack the lowest health target, which is Yuna, since we're all at full HP. if he does the AoE, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Fortunately, he only does that 1 in 6 times, but unfortunately, this was one of those 1 in 6 times.
Yeah, I think next time I'll just swap out for Walker or something.
I think if I recall correctly, Kamara is your best bet there, but you don't want to do it. I think Lulu, I worked out is the safest one.
Okay.
If you ever come across that in future.
Bones, old man.
So I'm about to do something janky
Let
here.
live.
I'm about to force a second encounter on this screen.
One man's jank is another man's carefully planned manip.
But unironically.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
Okay. So I want this. Taking that encounter there basically stops a whole bunch of shenanigans. Later on, I did it yesterday in my run, and it just works. Alright, so that's 3 deaths so far.
Live and let live.
And then the next encounter is the one that we... yeah.
No problem.
I nearly defended out of habit. We want to pointlessly lance it, that red element. Wait, I escaped with Kimari. Does that affect his rolls?
When did you escape with Kamari?
In the random encounter, didn't I? I switched to Kimari?
No, you didn't. You escaped with Orin on the ambush.
Oh, right, I was going to, and then I didn't. Okay, yeah, no, never mind, nothing changes. We should get a metal bangle from this fight. It's moved earlier than it normally is. There it is.
On track.
Crazy, I know. So, all of this Kimari stuff is for something. Hopefully, if I do it right, we will see it soon enough. And then it's Kimari for Auron, right? So we're going to kill the Gandarewa. And then we're going to kill the Lamashti. This is deliberate. Again.
I'll be right back.
Some things are deliberate. Some things less so. But, you know, friends we make along the way. Jenny there. I'm going to hit Walker, because 131 does mean that he will die to being tapped.
I'll be right back.
We've got to get Walker to a good crisis level. We do actually need his overdrive. This looks like a perfectly good encounter, but we're not going to kill this one. We're going to try and kill an encounter with a Funguar on it. On the precipice. Funguar give lots of AP. I think it's double the amount of a normal one, right?
It's not quite double. It's like, I think 12 extra AP and 24 on an overkill.
24. Okay, and it's 32 normally for a normal one. Nearly double. 32, 24. Ah! Close enough. Okay, so we did get 6 encounters in Mushroom Rock Road. Again, it just works. Second Clasco encounter. Should all be doing it. Alright, so this is the fight we will choose to charge off. Bod Mum putting in the work. The power of ABBA compels her. So, one fire. The red element is going to use fire on us. And then we're going to boost. That boost will give us full overdrive, if not almost full overdrive. And then we'll blizzard the red element. It's 64 versus 88. 33% more. That's basically double. I don't know what you want from me. And Yuna now has 3 sphere levels, which is what she needs. Gonna make sure I get to the elevator. Cool. Alright, so we're still on track. Encounters-wise. We still need to do the Kimarian Unigrid. Then I also need to remember to take Kimari out of the party. Although in English...
Strimmer, why are you giving Kamari HP?
No reason. It's all safety. Here, there we go.
That's a lot of safety HP.
That is a lot of safety. Gooey's scary, man. Have you never fought Gooey before?
Once or twice.
Once or twice. Because of the shenanigans in Old Road, Oren's power break is no longer going to crit on Gooey. That's a shame. So, sorry, Grey Fox.
Monopolies are great. Oops.
Alright, we're going to sell our items. Not that. 6629. We're going to go down to Twilight Steel, Hunter Spear by Sentry. It has initiative on it. It means we can't get ambushed anymore. And then we're going to go straight into the fight with Gooey. And if we've done everything right, a certain thing should happen. We're going to self-destruct with Kimari. And it will normally do a decent amount of damage. But if we've miniped properly, it should do 7464, which means self-destruct crits. Hey! Alright, nice.
Wow,
Now,
Strimmer, so lucky. 3% chance.
so lucky. A 3% chance of self-destruct crit, Strimmer. Wow. Alright, I'm glad that worked out. That was one of the cooler parts of Seed Minute, when they started getting so specific that we would start self-destruct minute critting out of the gate. And then, yeah, we can just summon Velfor immediately in Energy Blast. So all of those rolls are predetermined. We do know that they are combined going to kill. And then for this fight, we're going to Thundara. The head once, get rid of it being able to use poison. Defend on Yuna and Oren's turns, and then Thundara the body 5 times, and we're done with Gooey. Did you want to say something? Ooh.
Oh, just something real minor. I was just going to say to remember that we do have about 45 minutes before Bahamut gets his name, so do try and get your donations in for that. And also that the 16-star Mario 64 run is now active, so there's that too. So just give people a heads up, and then get back to... Oh, and as I was saying that, Brofar put... or Brof, which may or may not be Brofar, put $10 to force local man to change Bahamut to Daddy. Chat help, please. That's their message.
God.
Alright, back to you guys.
I mean, I can't wholeheartedly support what Brofar's trying to do, but I respect the hustle. Right, we're gonna give Walker a bit more strength. We're gonna give Tidus a bit more strength, a little more HP, and a cheeky bit more speed, and we're gonna leave him here. We're gonna put him in the party. Oh, no, we're not. We're gonna. There we go. I'm used to doing the normal formation, but this seed has a preemptive basilisk. Would you like to explain what, why we would need a basilisk?
Because we want to take over the Chamber of Secrets.
Yes, that is the reason.
Also known as home. Yes. Yes, there's an upcoming enemy, Basilisk, which we get introduced to it in Kilika, but Kamari is the blue mage in the party, and he can learn the abilities of certain enemies. We also learned self-destruct from the bomb earlier. What the Basilisk has for us is an ability called Stone Breath, which allows us to literally turn all of the enemies to stone. And they die. It's very good, honestly.
Yes, and we'll be using the hell out of that later on. Do I go for Jose Skip?
No.
No. Okay.
I last time I tried it, I got a 5th encounter here.
Oh, did you actually? Oh, alright, fine. I won't go for it, I'll be the hero. Something I am going to do... I know that Walker doesn't have overdrive, so I'm going to put him back in. I do want to get pushed as far as I can. Oh, dear. By the Chocobo.
I'll take you all on.
And we didn't get pushed very far at all. I'm normally quite good at getting pushed. Might mean we get a 5th. Clench time. Ah, disaster. No. So that now means we're 1 encounter behind. I guess that answers my question of whether or not I need to be pushed by the Chocobo there. The answer is yes. 1 encounter behind isn't the end of the world at all. I think. Does it mean we need to sentry drop? I don't think it does, right?
I actually don't know.
70 encounter 74 is a preemptive, so I guess I do. Yeah, if I take off sentry.
No. A preemptive doesn't move your rolls, so you're fine if you get the extra encounter on Moonflow. I'm just thinking about later on.
Okay. See, now we're talking about manip stuff. The reason why preemptives and ambushes matter, after Extractor, we want 4 preemptives or ambushes, I believe. And then if we get Flux on a certain encounter, we crit, and we know we crit, and we don't need to do any of the setup for Flux, and it's like, it's very fast. Also, it kind of goes to show just how like far FF10 speedrunning has come, where basically Seymour Flux like manip crit, taking the manip all the way through the run that far, is required. You need it for world record. I mean, you might need it for like top 3 at this point.
Yeah, run really has come an insane ways. I mean, I remember not that long ago, like pre-CSR, obviously, it was like, what, like longer than 10 hours, I think. Like it was
on
crazy.
PS2, It still is 10 hours. I think world record by Madiyama is 9:57 something. Can't quite remember the exact seconds off the top of my head. But PS2 is still very long, but just about sub 10. PC world record is knocking around 8:38 nowadays.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay.
You think I'd remember this? I verified it a week ago. Crimson, help me out. What's world record? Is it 8:38 for any percent?
8:30. It's like 8:39.0 something.
Okay, 8:39.
Close. It's very close.
And most of the PC categories can be pushed down even further. But when I say push down even further, what I really mean is like a matter of like a minute or two. With what we know at the minute.
You don't believe in 8:35?
I do believe in 8:35. But it would be a much, much better run than I thought it would be a month ago. My current any percent PB is 8:42. So it's all right. It could be better. And then immediately after my PB, a new skip got found, which then subsequently changed a lot of the strats for the run. It was great. Alright, that's Jose Temple done. Name Ixion, and straight back into the temple we go. There's a remedy chest in here. We're not going to pick it up. Tremedying is no longer a problem we suffer. Because on Seymour, instead of letting the Guado Guardians get a turn, we now Stone Breath them. And they get petrified and shatter. Right,
Just
so
another amazing use of Kamari's overdrive.
it's a shame that Kimari isn't brilliant. Unfortunately, in this game, Kimari is very much a jack of all trades, which subsequently means he's a master of none.
I mean, if you ignore Riku because Mix is unfairly overpowered, he's probably got the best overdrives in the game.
Yes. But outside of the overdrives, he's not brilliant.
Live and let live.
They do kind of sell him pretty early on as like, hey, this guy gets overdrives.
Yeah. Okay, so we should get 9 in South, and you're saying the Encounter 74, which is now an extra preemptive, doesn't matter that it's a preemptive, right?
That's correct.
Okay. If Waka doesn't get hit by these next bite bugs, I think I'm gonna have to sack him in a random encounter. 'Cause he's
Actually,
too
you
far off.
probably should Sentry Juggle to not get the preemptive.
Live and let
I just
live.
thought for Flux Crit it's going to make it pretty impossible.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the extractor rolls. No, yeah.
No. I
Take it
I
off
meant
for
Flux
the-
crit. Yeah,
for the-
okay. I'm gonna force... Oh, that's actually silly. I was going to escape, but this now messes with Titus's rolls. Okay, well, Titus's rolls are doomed, so that's fine. It's marathon safety. Yeah, good enough. I should have... Oh, wait, no, it would be bad. Oh, whatever. Friends we make along the way. Jenny there. Oh, boy. Okay, I think I'm going to have to add another death, question mark? Yeah, okay. What one is that? 71. Okay. So I'd normally never do that,
Slept in this morning.
but Waka didn't have overdrive. If this is a PB run, I'd 100% risk it. Not fancying risking it. I also tried to escape with Titus,
You guys are toast. Live and let
which
live.
means that we're not going to get like as many crits on Wendigo, but I think that's the only thing. Oh, I guess Evray is a problem. And that's the sentry juggling I was talking about. So this encounter here that we skipped, and we're now on encounter 74 anyway. I got 8 encounters in one
Oh.
flow.
Nice.
Alright, well that solves that problem.
Yeah.
Alright. I've been off with rolls in the past on Evray, and no matter where I seem to be, it just works out. So, let's hope that's not a problem. Because there is a cheeky, tiny, teensy-weensy little chance that we'll die on Evray. But it should be okay. Probably gonna get... Oh yeah, I'll probably just get 3 in Moonflow North, as Greyfox says. That's a good point. So, Extractor. When I was little, I didn't know what the Sphere Grid did. So I didn't use it. I didn't understand it at all. And Extractor was finally the boss that walled me. It's very satisfying nowadays to just slaughter it.
No slow touch strats for young Chris.
No. I played the game. I had the game in Spanish, which is why I didn't understand what the Sphere Grid was, because I just moved to Spain. So I don't think I would have known what slow touch was regardless. So this might need an extra attack. Because I don't think the crit's there anymore. Unless it's this one.
I think the crit should still be there.
I think it would have been that last attack though, because I tried to escape twice. For Brofight, how'd you get to Spheromorph without the Sphere Grid, man? That's impressive. Oh, no, there it is. Man, it's a good thing that I did indeed take that damage. All 3 hits on Titus. Okay. I regret nothing then. Okay, so Extractor should give us an alert bracer. Oh no, it should give us a nice moon, bro. I just can't read. Alright, never mind.
You were looking at the GUI drop.
Yes, I was. Shut up. Okay. Mixing tutorial that shows us how powerful Riku is. We're also we're gonna mix 2 potions, contrary to what the game wants us to do, because we really, really, really want those 2 bomb cores.
You should know. I'm gonna
So
use
we're gonna
that
mega potion ourselves, but then we're also gonna attack the Raldo afterwards to minute Riku's rolls a little better. And then we're going to use the rest of our potions deliberately. Because we want slot 1 completely empty. Because in Guardo Salam we're going to pick up a treasure chest with 8 lightning marbles in it, and we want that to go to the top.
I'll be right back.
Alright, let's see whether or not we get 3 encounters here. I have a sneaking suspicion Greyfox is probably right, and we do. I think that's 3.
Live and let live.
So worst case, we'll just be an encounter behind from now on. But you can be an encounter behind. Yeah, that's the 3rd one. That wasn't close.
More of us means less of them.
I already looked ahead and made sure that it wasn't a preemptive. So I don't have to do any sentry juggling. And welcome to Guado Salam. In the any percent speed run with cutscenes, this place takes forever to get through. There's so much. And until we had Turbo recently, you couldn't even take a break, because a lot of the stuff you still had to mash. It's a lot slower in English. You really feel it there. Alright, back down to the lads. So Seymour's proposed. In front of all of us. We'll totes give our answer some other time. There's the 8 lightning marbles. They rocket through to slot 1. Joys of inventory management. And new with this patch, the far playing cutscenes. Well, movement and talking are back in. There's no cutscenes. So we're going to have a cheeky chat with Walker, cheeky chat with Yuna, and now we're back outside. We're going to reconvene with the group, and then we're going to try and go to Thunder Plains. I'll get stuck on the wall. There is a thing with this patch where you can go to the Kimari shop, but that's not intended. It's cheating. We're not going to do that. Up to the group again. And we can leave. No Guado Salam skip. In the cutscene remover run. Okay, where am I at?
I mean, you basically did just skip it.
Yeah. It was a skip of sorts. I'll give you that much.
I'll be right back.
So, the gimmick with the Thunder Plains. You know what, you want to go into the gimmick of the Thunder Plains? It feels wrong for someone with my reactions to be speaking about it.
Live and let live.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure anyone who's played this game knows how annoying this place can be when you're playing it casually. The gimmick is it's always a thunderstorm here, and you can, if you're not near a tower, the game can just randomly decide to zap you. And if you're not ready for it, you're going down.
However, if your movement is consistent, they will always strike you in the same place. If they truly were random, I would get hit by an awful lot more than I do. But the one that happened, I don't know, like 30 seconds ago, I dodged because I knew it was coming. There's another one along here somewhere.
Are the thunder strikes determined by the seed, or is it the same regardless of your seed?
It's based on your movement, isn't it?
No,
I won't
okay.
go so easy on you next time.
I was hoping
Yeah,
Crimson could.
it's relatively consistent across seeds. I think it's to do with your movement and where you are in the Thunder Plains. Some areas you're more likely to get struck in than others.
Now I do my super safe Wendigo strat. I'm not sure I need to buy any more Phoenix Downs there than necessary. But marathon safety, I guess, like, it's probably a good idea to have, like, a few more extra Phoenix Downs. Not that Crimson knows what that is anymore. His insane strat skips that shop entirely, right? And then you don't pick up Yellow Shield.
Yep. Who needs safety when you've got manips?
Yeah, it's a little too scary for me. I know. Right. So we're stealing from this Iron Giant. The Iron Giant will always hit the lowest HP character. The steal will give us Lycan. Gives a character protect. We get a lightning strike here. Oh my god, no way. I meant to take her out the party. Because I just want to sub her back in. Cool, didn't hit Tidus, therefore I don't have to heal. And next encounter is another Iron Giant again, which will be stealing from and then
Bring it on.
killing off Riku again.
You're on 4 deaths, right?
For what? Like total or since something?
Total.
I'm gonna bunch more than that, right? Because of the ambush. The worker death on the encounter that I took before Extractor. 2 deaths from Riku, 3 in Old Road. Or something. Do you have those?
Oh, I'm not counting the Riku deaths.
Oh.
If you 6 with the Riku
then,
deaths.
then yeah, I think I'm on 4.
Yeah, basically I was just going to say, if you do an extra still in Macalania Woods, you'll get 6 silence grenades.
Okay, so I guess I'll just steal from the Chimera twice then.
Yeah, you can steal from the first one and the second one.
Yeah.
The second one will give you the rare.
Okay. My PV forgets this next chest upcoming, wouldn't recommend.
Live and let live.
So we'll have another lightning marble to play with that we'll do nothing with. We know we're going to get 9 encounters in Macalania. She doesn't die to that, right?
I won't go so easy on you next time.
Okay, so because I'm slightly off with encounters, the order changes. Oh, that doesn't matter. That's I just stole from a Zyphos, but that doesn't actually matter because I got a.
Yeah, the extra
I
still
got an
doesn't matter
article
what
wins.
you steal
Yeah,
from.
yeah. I didn't mean to steal from that one, but I did, but it doesn't
Live
matter.
and let live.
Okay, so we stole. We got a high potion, now Riku can leave the party. Riku Kimari needs to be in the party for the next fight anyway.
I'll be right back.
I'm going to touch this butterfly, so otherwise we'll get an encounter on the way out.
The really nice thing about this, so one of the, normally when you're speed running random seed, what you want to see here is fights where the faster enemies aren't in them. So
Live and let live.
the Chimera's a good one. A single Zyphos is quite good, even though it outspeeds you, it's a quick attack. The double B Zephos is probably the worst.
It's like an ambush, but not an ambush.
Yeah, because they all outspeed you. This seed has almost entirely Chimeras, so it's very fast. It's very nice.
I won't go so
What's
easy
the
on
next
you
encounter?
time.
Wasp, blue element, blue element. Oh, Christ, how much HP does Tidus have? Oh, okay. I don't think I'm going to risk that one. He has 78 HP, and if the bite bug hit him, he would have died.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
That's what we call spicy.
And then we're going to take this butterfly to avoid the next encounter. We're about it by Sonic Steel. You want to tell us why Sonic Steel is so important?
So we can go fast.
That is a answer for sure.
Holiday prices on all.
Sonic Steel is probably one of the most overpowered weapons you can get in this run. It's the earliest you can get First Strike on a character. First Strike is an insane ability that means that you always act at the start of a battle immediately, as if it were a preemptive on that one character. So what you'll see here is Tidus will get a bunch of turns before anyone else gets a turn. And yeah, it means that we get a lot more freedom in what we can do because we have more time to do stuff at the start of battle and set up.
It's annoying. Bad turn order. It was fire, right? Famous last words.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Sure. So you can get unlucky if Tidus outspeeds Pheramorph with his third turn. You have to switch out for Riku. She grenades and goes down to 100 odd HP. If Pheramorph then decides that it wants to hit Riku, Riku will die, and you have to use a Mega Phoenix to res. So this should be an Ice Moomba. I think it's always an Ice Moomba on this seed. And now we're about to do another cheeky menu. Can you explain what we're doing on this menu?
Yeah, so we now need to start using all of these levels we've been accumulating. We haven't really gridded anyone since Jose. And Spheromorph gives us a lot of AP. Kamari wants to make his way down to Riku's section of the grid because we're going to give him use and steal. So we've got an extra person to throw items and steal if necessary. And this is where we start the plan of giving Yuna some strength, which will be a lot more important slightly later in the run. So she's going to get 8 strength here, a bit of HP, and a bit of agility. But yeah, the strength will be important later on. Oh, you probably want to put Auron in the party just until you take the fight before Crawler, so it's not an ambush.
Yeah, you're right, Wait, but it's an Oh, right, yeah, no, okay, I see what's happening.
And then you'll just switch him out once the fight's over.
Yeah. So this is Sentry juggling, so we can try and get a crit on Flux. TLDR. Then it's Lulu, Tidus, Kamari. So, big mechanical thing. Super consistent. You want to explain why?
Machine don't like lightning.
Yeah, that's pretty much the TLDR.
So we switch to Riku, we throw a lightning marble, we've manipped the damage roll, so she overkills it. We now need to throw 3 lightning marbles. We'll throw 2 with Riku. Crawler's an angry machine, so when he gets hit, he hits you back. But this is good for us because we want to charge Riku's overdrive. Kamai's throwing our second one, and then Riku will throw our third one. And then Riku will use that overdrive that she gains to mix a very powerful ability that will finish it off for us. Because mix is good.
Yeah, that's basically the story of like most of the mid game.
Oh, and Lulu doing her best.
Okay, that's fine. Still works. I defended with Yuna, but it's not going to matter. Some creative use of switching, and it's like nothing ever happened.
You just wanted Tidus in the party, right?
Yeah, but I defended with Yuna, so Titus still needed his turn.
Yeah.
I got Yellow Tug and Dual Claw, which is what I'm supposed to get. Nice, so we are still on track. And now we're going to get a bunch of just stats on Titus. Unfortunately, there's only a few stats that actually matter in this game. Strength, agility, and just about enough HP to put us out of lethal range of a few things.
Yep. Go fast, hit hard, don't die.
Yep.
It's basically the stats that matter.
And then don't forget to put Brotherhood on. Right, so if it's been a while since you've seen a Final Fantasy X run, but you have seen it in the past, this fight's gonna look a little bit different from how you remember it. We want to go talk about the Sandragora skip that Sareth found and all of the subsequent things it then went on to change in the route.
Sure thing. So, yeah, so it's actually quite recent. A new skip in this game was found, even though it's 20 years old. So, Seraph, one of the community members and one of the moderators on the board, he found a way to skip the Sandragora in Beaconel, which blocks your way to home. We used to use a Kamari overdrive on that, which was Stone Breath, to dispatch it with relative ease. Since we no longer need to do that, we're able to put it to better use, and one of those uses is this fight, and we can use it to make these pesky Guado go away. Previously, we would use Tidus' Spiral Cut on this fight before we used this strat, and that's because the Guado have a guard mechanic, and they will block any attacks that go onto Seymour. But that doesn't work on Spiral Cut. But since we get rid of them with Kamari now, we don't need to do that, and we can just attack without using the Spiral Cut.
I've just seen the extra death on Spheramoth, the unlucky one that we got. Takes away our second silence grenade steal, so we are probably going to need to steal something from a Samoth.
Yeah, it does, unfortunately.
Unless we get 3 steals here.
Just Kamari getting hit. Actually, Kamari getting hit.
Imagine. So, we know that the second one is successful, so we will still have our 6 silence grenades. Spoiler alert, Riki's gonna die.
Dude! Don't ruin the surprise.
I'm not doing any spicy crimson stuff, alright?
I actually have to add that back into my tracker.
I know, that's why I mentioned it.
Speaking of surprises, only 10 minutes left to throw your hat into the ring for the Bahamut names. Zello's still in the lead with 45, and Daddy in second with 10. So if you're not a fan of either of those names, time to get your donations in. We're also getting there towards Mario 64 16 star. I've said that a couple times, but it's no backwards long jump as well, which I think is a significantly harder category. I could be wrong, but someone over here is disagreeing with me, but it is either way, it's going to be hype. So I'll let you guys get back to your cloister trials.
Thank you. I just remember that I don't actually have to do that grid. I can combine it later on. After I kill the encounter that I'm hopefully going to kill, and not get caught by the Guado and crash the game. So there is a somewhat serious chance that when running away from Marcolonia Temple, there are Guados that run after you with very good movement. You can avoid them. However, there is a chance you get caught if you derp out here and there. And if you derp out here and there, there's also an added chance, a high chance at that point, where am I going? Your game crashes. So we're going to try and avoid that. If the game does crash, we are very much in uncharted territory, but we have planned for said eventuality. So hopefully, even if it does happen, we still will be able to get no encounter on it. Okay, be very careful not to step on that reset button. Thank God for that.
That was closer than it needed to be.
Yeah, that was a lot closer. I took a wider angle than I am normally used to, and it turns out there is a reason I normally don't take that one. Okay, so defend. I'm gonna kill this lad. It's a shame. They don't drop anything though, so it's whatever. And then we get early strength, and that should be our spheres sorted for the rest of the run. Hey, I'm just glad I didn't get caught. That's all I'm glad about. So I now need to put Yuna back into the party. It's 2 encounters. You want to explain this strat?
Yeah, we basically haste Tidus, so he goes as fast as possible. We're gonna equip Brotherhood and attack the top Guado because he's fine to kill. We don't kill the bottom one because on death he'll cast Protect on Wendigo, which means we take longer to kill him and we won't get the overkill.
This is very marathon strat, by the way.
Basically, we can die if Wendigo and the Guado combo Tidus, but Chris is using Power Break to make that not a possibility. And basically it's keep people alive whilst Tidus smacks the big boy down.
that's 2 deaths so far, right?
Yep.
3. Three deaths. So it should get Seeker's Arm Guard. Nice. I wouldn't normally do it in that way, but there is a very serious chance that Titus dies to being hit by a Blizzara and a Wendigo attack. So I actually subbed out Wendigo for... Wendigo, I subbed out Titus for Orin, which, again, would never even dream of doing in a PB attempt. But this is a marathon. And finishing matters a lot more.
Need some.
Yeah, I mean, being on track at Wendigo is always a nice feeling because it's a place that has a habit of you get there and it doesn't give you the drop you expect, and then you spend 15 minutes trying to work out where you went wrong.
Yeah.
Let me know when you've got a good time for a donation, Reed.
We are in Bikanel Desert and nothing happens for 2 minutes. You're fine now.
Okay, sounds good. Crimson Inferno 9 with a $60 donation
I'll be right back.
for Behemoth's name to be Flux Crit.
Alright. Someone's
There you go.
confident. Alright, alright. Well, thank you, Crimson.
I'll be right back.
Wherever you are.
Yeah. Whoever you are. Yeah, whoever that may be. I do hope we get it, but I will say in advance, I won't be gutted if we don't.
I can take them up.
I'll be
I
right
would
back.
just like a cheeky no encounter minute that's successful. Because that will genuinely be the first time that's ever happened in a marathon. And Grey Fox can stop talking about that it's never happened.
I'll be right back.
Okay, I think those were the 2 mech guards. So those were 133, 113.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yes, the Caxwell we get here is the preemptive. That's normal. And then the bomb encounter is the preemptive.
I won't go so easy on you next
And then we
time.
don't want any more after that, right?
Yes.
Cool. So if we do get any more of that due to being 1 encounter out, we will have to sentry juggle a little bit. Sentry means that we can't
I'll be
not.
right back.
It changes the way that preemptives and ambushes handled. So there's a chance that X preempt is suddenly not a preempt.
I won't go so easy on you next time.
Okay, we also have a $75 donation from Remy. It says, woof, 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 woof. Thank you for the donation, Remy.
How
Woof
can a bird
indeed.
grow so big? Live and let live.
Thank you, everybody, so much for your donations. We are fairly close to Bahamut at this point.
Yeah, just got home and Bevel, right?
Home every guard's trials.
Right.
Yeah, once we hit the trials, we're pretty much there.
This is one of my favourite strats in the run. See that Sandragora? Now you don't.
Send it to Narnia.
Send it to Narnia. Yeet that thing out. So I still want to do the one skippable Sandragora, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is Sandragora skip. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we alluded to this earlier. So up until fairly recently, every time we do this run, we have to run into this pit, kill this Sandragora. This is where we used to use Stone Breath, but now we can position ourselves in the corner of the pit and hope that Riku pushes us through, which she did so very nicely, and we can just run past it.
Alright. Our ghost is still on.
That skip only works as well because Riku pushes you. If you move a single step whilst you're in the middle of the pit, while she's pushing you, you'll get the encounter.
Yeah, you have to stay completely still. God,
Also
brilliant.
got confirmation there from Remy that they want Bahamut's name to be Woof. So
Let's find
Alright, woof it is. For now. Still have the chance to change it if necessary. That bomb dropped nothing. It should drop nothing. Good, good. Let's make sure I don't accidentally steal. And now the random fight. The death order of these enemies is random. So, according to my tracker, it currently doesn't drop anything. If it does drop something, we have to reorganize it. Didn't drop anything. Now we're seeing just how useful Kimari's overdrive is. Annoying? Did I say annoying? I meant great, but I think listening to the dialogue over the tannoy in home made me say annoying. That's what I'm gonna blame anyway. Alright, okay, so this is again another encounter that should in theory drop nothing. Nothing. That... okay. I kind of like it when it doesn't line up. So I can fix it, but I think if they both drop nothing, it doesn't matter, right? I hope that's the case anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're still on track for no encounter armor. So we're gonna leave this cabin and walk straight back in, and then a cutscene that will be skipped will play. Speak to brother. Oh, hey, Every's here. And now I hope that the rolls for Titus line up. Oh no. Yeah, I knew it.
Oh no. Oh,
the extra airship encounter. Wait, was that a preemptive?
No, it's a normal one.
Is it? Okay. That might mean we miss out on the ghost now. I was looking at the tracker and didn't quite see it. And then Parse blocked me from getting back to normal.
If you get the normal set of encounters we get, you should get there just in time.
Okay.
You could always try the Grey Fox special.
It is in my mind. Alright, I'm gonna focus on this real quick. It's quite a low roll. so get rid of that. No deaths. Is it worth throwing a lightning marble here? I think I'm going to throw a lightning marble here.
Marathon safety, probably.
Marathon
yeah.
safety. The initial roll was lower than I thought it would be. A 9.3. Okay.
Yeah, I think you'd have been pretty close to not getting
Yeah.
it.
Wait, that's not it. That's it. I think I may have been dead there without that one lightning marble. The joy of knowledge right there coming through.
Okay, if we want Flux crit, we're gonna have to do some creative sentry juggling.
Oh boy.
So I'm just gonna call it out, and
Okay.
you're gonna do it.
Okay, alright. As if I get the right amount of encounters as well.
I believe.
Any more extras, and I think we're doing the Game of Fox special. So, the TLDR of what we're doing, we need to avoid preemptives and ambushes. And because I'm slightly off where I'd normally be, there's a few of them. So we need to invariably take sentry off and on.
Yeah, and this section is a great example of why having use on Kimari is such a benefit. Being able to use both Kimari and Riku to throw grenades and kill the guards is just a very nice way to get through these fights, which would otherwise probably be quite painful.
Okay, let's start manipping. Oh my god.
No drops on guards, you love to see it.
Okay, this is looking a little tragic.
Yeah. I think if you force Defender X and then do Biron and Yunke first.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
But I think if you do Biron and Yunke first, you will have to do the Chocobo Lady. You won't get them in time.
Yeah, okay. We can do that. And I also need Steel from the Flame Plan twice. Okay, and that will...
Twice?
Oh, once. But I need 2 steals anyway to force a drop on Defender X.
Ah, right, yeah.
So this is where the science goes down during Bavel Guards.
Yeah, this trial has now found a new home as the Manip Central.
Yeah. Okay, so if I steal from 2 Flame Plans, goes to Chocobo Lady, kill Defender X, go do Baron and Yankee first. That should be Orin.
It's better than no encounters.
Oh, for sure. It's still faster than just running around, but oh boy, it's a rough one. Where's Chocobo Lady is top left, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we've got our route to no encounter armor. But we're doing Gamer Fox strats. I did have it in the back of my mind, if I needed to do them, that it was an option. So instead of just running all the way through Calmlands, we're going to go to the Chocobo Lady in the top left instead. We're going to do Chocobo training.
Chocobo Lady in 2022. You love to see it.
Yeah, you love to see it. Yeah, we're going to do one lesson. And then ride the Chocobo the rest of the way. And that will skip us a bunch of encounters so we can get to our ghost in time instead of like running around for 3 minutes for whenever the next ghost is. I think the next ghost is 164?
It's a long way down.
Yeah. So it's that or force 12 encounters is the TLDR. Now let's also hope that Grey Fox wasn't lying to us about it working.
That would be absolutely tragic.
It's fine. No flux crit. If it didn't work. But we would still do the ghost. Also, yeah.
You assume we can't still do flux crit.
Oh no, I don't assume that at all. I think we can. I'm just saying if we get like another extra encounter or something. Right, yeah, we haven't actually touched on this trial at all. This is well, we did a bit earlier. This trial, if you're a casual, it's a nightmare. Once you're speedrunning, it's actually very easy. It's left, back, second left, 3, 4, 3, 2. And you're through. As you can see, earlier we were just going through our trackers and trying to see how we could minute no encounter armor during this bit. You've got about 5 to 6 minutes of thinking time. That's what this trial is. Normally your up arrow has to line up with the right arrow of the junction you're going to. However, if it's the second junction you're going to, you will always just about make this right one. Also, this strat does work regardless of whether or not we get... Yeah, 3 maze lavas or a robot, it doesn't matter.
You're gonna want to unequip sentry for the maze lavas, though.
The maze lava, yeah, I figured. Wait, I thought I only needed to do it for the third one. I guess it doesn't matter.
I mean, it's just easier to unequip it when you're in the menu, right?
Yeah.
Before any of them. None of them turn into ambushes, so you're fine.
Yeah, I just checked. What about the 137 on octopus encounter that looks like an ambush?
Yeah, that's fine. We can absorb that.
Okay.
But that's the last one we can absorb.
Okay. So here's where the steroid pumping into Yuna really comes to play.
Yeah, so over the next couple of grids, that's going to happen over the next sort of 20 minutes, we're going to continuously grid as much strength as we can onto Yuna. The reason we do this is that the Aeon stats scale with Yuna's stats, and they scale a lot faster than her own stats. And Bahamut gets, I think he gets like 2.6 strength per every one of Yuna's. So he gets strength very fast. And what we're doing here is we are teleporting Yuna to Auron's section of the grid. Auron is designed to get lots of strength, so his area of the grid is filled with the stuff, and we just take it all, shove it down Yuna's throat, and she gets hench, and Bahamut gets hencher.
I think I just did a silly. We got Bahamut, didn't we? I didn't rename it. I just immediately confirmed straight through. Alright, how do we get rid of that on the fly?
Can you buy a rename card anywhere?
I don't think so. I looked into this last time.
All right. Well, while that's getting figured out, I'm gonna bow out because I gotta get ready for my run, which is next. So
Okay.
Barkover is gonna take over as host for the remainder of this run. Good luck, Chris and Inferno, and yeah, see you guys in chat.
And hello, yeah, I'll just be chilling here. I mean, you're two doing a great job, carrying it on, but I will be happy to, jump in whenever you need.
I can tell you there's a lot of not good ways to get a rename card.
Yeah, I looked at this after the whole RPG limit break thing, and it's like hellish to get a rename card. Am I skipping? No. Okay.
You unequip Sentry, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I put it back on afterwards or something.
Yeah.
Oh no, but the...
You need to put it on for the first hybrid encounter and take it off for the second.
Okay. Where's that, what's the FFX item editor thingy? Can that... I can give myself a rename card in that, right?
Not without quitting the game out.
Can I not? Oh, right, yeah.
You could do it after the ghost, just like save the game, edit it in, load.
I think that's the strat. And then we just kill off Flux Grip. I think that's the strat?
The other strat is you just press escape, keep yourself 99 of every item, and then we just ignore it.
Yeah. We still play as if we didn't have those items.
We don't use items from this point on, so
yeah.
You could just I would just use the escape menu and give us 99 of everything.
Okay, let's do that. What's Bahamut's name supposed to be? Woof?
I think it was Wolf, either Wolf or Woof Woof. I can't remember. It says
Yeah,
Woof.
the winner is indeed Woof.
Okay, is it all caps, lowercase?
Capital W.
Okay, F. Alright, cool. We shall give ourselves 99 rename cards, and then try and figure out how to use a rename card.
I tested this before. You just use it from the menu, from the item menu.
Just from the item menu? Okay. We can do it along the swim after every Altana. And then we just pretend that we don't have all of those items. And then we keep going back to being a sausage. Yeah, that was magical. I just got the prompt and then just went straight past it. That was all of my speedrunning instincts took over.
Yeah, I think yeah, if you do it after Altana, because we actually need an item there. But then I don't think we use items for the rest of the run after that, so it won't affect anything.
Wait, did we just crit on the second attack? Is Flux Crit gonna work? That's not supposed to happen.
You can, if it's only one crit, you can use Ixion for the ghost instead of Bahamut to get an extra attack back.
And then we'll be back on Flux Crit?
Yep.
Okay. Why am I off? To begin with.
Oh, because your encounters were off.
Oh, is that it? Okay. Well, then we'll just use Ixion. Okay, there we go. Alright. Yeah, sorry for not naming Bahamut. That was just all of my silly speedrunner instinct taking over, but we will rename. We will honor it in about 30 seconds. Bahamut missed 2 whole battles. Bod mom woof. Okay. Oh, right, I'm not tabbed in. And then I just do it from the item menu? Or the Aeon menu? Okay, no, I'll just do it from here. Okay, there we go. Bahamut is now woof. Everything is right in the world. We have 99 of all item, but that doesn't actually change the run. And all it's going to do is slow me down in menus later on as I try and find the right item, because I'm now going to have to press R2 like a bajillion times as opposed to 3 times to get to attribute sphere.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
We will also do the menu for 4 return spheres or 2. We are getting 4 return spheres, right? Yeah, we're getting 4 return spheres, so we'll do it as... Yeah. So we'll do it as if we're doing 4 return spheres menu as well. We're not going to cheat and just do 0 return spheres and just do the 4 friends menu. So Sentry off for the first encounter and then on for the first encounter, and then need to take it off for the second, right?
Correct. On for the first, off for the second.
Okay. Oh, damn it.
99 friend sphere strats. Let's go.
Yep. I'll sit. Yep. There we go. Okay. I went to press
Honestly,
R2
we already
twice.
had a teleport sphere. It was already there. Trust us.
Yeah, trust us on that one. This route wouldn't make sense if we didn't have one. I went to press R2 twice and then start pressing down on my way. That is absolutely not going to work, Lamar. Also, Titus being called ha 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 is like throwing me off in menus. Oh.
Live and let live.
Oh, I didn't put Orange Sentry back on. That's 5 ambushes. I think Flux Crit is now gone.
I'll be right back.
Damn it! Amongst everything, I just forgot to put it back on. Oh well. That's fine. Friends you made along the way. Jenny there. And then we got the second one. Third one here.
I'll be right back.
That wasn't a preemptive, right? That last one.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, cool. So now we get to see the power of Woof. And the power is very strong and hits like a truck.
I heard his bark is worse than his bite.
Absolutely not true. Its bite is really bad. Just get one more encounter after the ghost. Okay. Does that work?
It might do. I know that there's quite a few preemptives around there, but I'll check.
Okay, so now we're going to steal from 2 flame plans. Presume we have the resources to do that. I need to put sentry back on as well. When's my next flame plan? Okay, not this encounter, but the one after. And then we're going to Chocobo Lady. We'll steal off something else. It doesn't have to be a flame flan, it just has to be a steal of some kind. I think we can steal off the next encounter. There we go. So I need 3 more encounters after the ghost. Is that even worth going for at that point? Okay, encounter reset.
Only for the swag.
Only for the swag. Probably not then. What encounter is that? 148?
Have you done both steals?
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, so we leave the no encounter armor off. After... Okay. And we take 3 encounters.
Yeah, I'm just double checking it in the tracker, but I think that's right.
Okay.
Based on my experience with this seed.
Okay, so I now need to tell the tracker that I'm getting none here, and that defender is now 149. Oh, I've taken a long way around here. Alright, so again, we get to see the power of Bahamut. Bahamut only... Woof. Woof only just has enough power to kill Defender X. If you don't get that full strength beforehand, you can't kill Defender X. But we did, so it's okay. Defender X should drop a Protect ring. Okay, there we go. So we do have 99 of every item. However, we do already have 2 fire gems and 1 water gem. So I'll specifically be using fire gems. And we're going to go do Baran and Yenke first. After Baran and this will give us 2 armor drops. We were miles off, unfortunately, because Guards wasn't very kind to us in terms of no encounter armor. So this will give us 2 armor drops, and then the next time we kill a ghost, it will be the no encounter armor, hopefully. Where are my fire gems? There we go. So this should be a sorcery shield and a sorcery armlet. It is. And now we run back down to the cave. Do your calcs work, Mr. Crimson?
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
I think so. I'm doing some final checks.
Okay. What am I killing the ghost with, Ixion? Ixion or Bahamut?
Yes, Ixion.
Okay. So it should be a Nidhogg and 2. Oh, right. Yeah. Wrong formation. Lol. Just 100% checking that we don't have anything in between. We do not. So this next lad is a ghost.
You couldn't reach the far plane.
Kill with Ixion. And if everything has gone right,
My name's
if we've tracked the entire run correctly until now, this should be a peaceful bracer for Orin. Nice! Alright, Pog, let's go. So that is no encounter armor. I think for swag, we're still going to take 3 encounters after Baron and Yenke. Is that correct?
I think it's actually 4.
4? Alright, worst case scenario, we die to Flux. It's fine. Alright, that's the first time anybody's ever got no encounter armor in a marathon. Pog. We finally put the curse to bed, lads. Alright, how sure are you?
I am like 99.5%.
99.5%. Okay, so Gaga's at 4. Take all of these out. So that's 1 preemptive.
Yeah, it should be 2 preemptives, then 2 normals if you've got Sentry on.
Oh, I still have Baron and Yenke afterwards. Give me a sec. 2 preemptives, 2 normals if I have Sentry on. I do. No, it's just a platformer. We're still getting encounters. Okay, so the next encounter is the ambush. It's a Grat grenade ambush. Oh, wait. Did I have to take Sentry off for that? Crimson?
We'll get through this.
Sorry, no, Sentry should have been on. You shouldn't get an ambush if you have
Okay,
Sentry
so
on.
that's 4 encounters, and now I do the menu, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Right, we have 99 of every item because we need to get a renaming card. We do have all of the items, nothing like that's gone wrong. Oh, now I need to go back down to level 1. Keep it.
Speed strats.
It's definitely something. Now to Tidus. Customize Shimmering Blade first strike, Staff first strike, equip both on Orin, and now we should be set for a Flux crit.
Yeah.
Alright, let's hope. I'm pretty sure I couldn't have got this by myself, so I'm very grateful that Grey Fox was in chat and Crimson were here. And even if he's wrong, it's not the end of the world, guys. We just load the autosave and do it a standard way. Because we would still have 1 silence grenade, so we can do all of that attacking.
I had a lot of confidence bodcap until Chris mentioned getting an ambush with Sentry on. That threw me a bit.
No, but I didn't get it, so it's okay. Alright, come on. This is it.
I believe in the process.
I believe. Trust the process. Trust the process. Come on. Let's get all the swag strats at the marathon. Come on.
77996.
77996. Yes! The damage roll was wrong, but it's still a crit. Let's go! Oh, baby, we did it.
Oh, I know why you got a slightly different damage roll.
Oh, okay, that's really cool. We got to show off Seymour Flux crit in a marathon. That's so cool. We got RNG that far. So if Bahamut doesn't crit there, Seymour kills Bahamut. There's a bunch of things you have to do before, and then afterwards there's a bunch of attacks. So getting the crit skips all of that. It saves, like, I don't know, 30, 40 odd seconds, maybe more. Probably more with silence grenade strats.
Yeah, it's pretty slow if you without the crit.
Yeah.
Seymour dismisses Anima, and then you've got to wait for him to get dismissed, and then you got to attack a bunch with Yuna and Tidus. It's not very fast.
Yeah.
It's like 30, as you said, 30-40 seconds. Kind of negated by the encounters we took, but it was worth it.
Yeah. No. It's probably equal, if not like maybe a bit slower. But we got to show off the really cool Manipped Seymour Flux crit in a marathon. If that isn't like worth it, I don't know what is. And there's a chance I don't know what is.
It wouldn't be the first time.
exactly. Are we getting a zombie weapon? We are. We're getting a Walker zombie weapon. Oh, hey, that's the good one.
That is the second best one.
I missed Walker throw. Okay. So you can just keep throwing it for this one. I honestly couldn't tell you how I missed that. Put that one down to marathon luck. That has been many a time since I've missed that one. I knew I was going to miss the second throw. The point is the one after that was going to work. That was just to get the timing back on. Because afterwards you can just mash turbo. The reason we're getting encounters here is because sorry, I'm gonna explain this. We have Auron no encounter armor, and Auron is removed completely from the party during the water sections. It's only Tidus, Tidus, Riku, and Waka. So you lose like a minute through not having a swimmer armor, but it's definitely worth doing. Your brain power fully depleted. Did you not see everything we just went through? Come on. I think also suffice to say this isn't going to PB, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't know how far we are behind my PB, but dare I suggest, like, in the realm of 5 minutes?
I think we're closer to your PB than the estimate, though.
Yeah, we... that might be the case. Yeah, I've no idea where we are in terms of pace, but I know it's definitely not in PV. In PV, I didn't have to go and train the Chocobo lady. Train the Chocobo lady? Train the Chocobo from the lady. Oh yeah, got there eventually. But, I mean, how long is there left in the run? Like half an hour now, right?
Yeah, in that region.
Yeah. So, fair warning, we may finish a little bit earlier than the estimate says. Wait, don't need to. Never mind. It's never banished. I'm being a silly. So, Sanctuary Keeper has a lot of armor. A lot of armor. If we use Armor Break, Sanctuary Keeper's armor gets reduced to 1. Which means... yeet. Is that what the tracker says I'm supposed to get? No.
What are you trying to get in the tracker?
I'm not trying to get anything. I just that Sanctuary Keeper dropped a glory or something, I think. But my one says it's a magic arm guard. I mean, it doesn't matter. It just means I don't know what I'm going to get from Unalesca until we're on Unalesca. Oh, in a true clickbait way, the strat for Unalesca may surprise you, in a sense that it won't surprise you. Unalesca, casually, a terrifying boss. Like, I think for me, when I was a kid, one of my first actual hard walls. Speedrun? Doesn't really worry about it.
I think for me it was Flux. That fight
Flux.
turns the difficulty up to 11 compared to like the fights before it, I think.
Yeah, but back in the old days, I used like the official. I think it was the official strategy guide, and the official strategy guide said get 4k HP on Orin so he can survive like that total annihilation attack.
Right.
Obviously, I ignored the the strategy guide and didn't do that at all. Also, fun fact: during my first PB, an old runner who pretty much doesn't run anymore called Starcrawl helped me out. And he told me that the Unalesca fight was really difficult. He lied. It's what he did. He lied.
I mean, it can be difficult if you miss.
Yeah. It's fine, we're not gonna miss. Probably. Oh god, can we miss? I'm just gonna impulse.
You can't impulse the first two attacks.
I'm not gonna impulse the first two attacks.
Good.
I'm not gonna sabotage the run.
Glad we cleared that one up.
Good god. Knock on the door. I think it's midnight. It'll be a little quieter.
Okay, no note Tetris, let's go.
No notes Tetris, right. So we affectionately refer to this trial as Tetris. It's very easy to see. Oh, it's very easy to see why. However, other than Crimson, I think every runner for this bit, even though like I haven't used notes for almost most of this run, I have the Tetris solutions in. However, I think only Crimson doesn't, and maybe Maddie. I think everybody else just stares at the JPEG for this bit. Do you know of anybody who doesn't?
Do I know of anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else doesn't?
Actually, I don't. I was going to say me, but...
Okay, good. I already said you.
I know who shouldn't, though.
I feel like I shouldn't ask who, but I'm going to ask who shouldn't.
Everyone.
Okay, absolutely ignore Crimson's advice. If you're a new runner, for the love of God, look at the JPEG. The JPEG is lovely.
Oh no, new runners shouldn't only ignore that. They should just ignore the entire guide.
I'm not sure if that's solid advice. I think they should definitely adhere to as much as they can. Yeah, I mean, if this run does seem appealing, I would highly recommend giving it a go. Just don't go for no encounter armor like we have, because as you can see, it can be quite stressful, and then minipping the flux crit on top of that was even worse. It's very hard, but the current guide doesn't have anything like that. You just do the rest of the run as if they were encounters.
Yeah, the guide is pretty high quality,
Yes.
and it makes it very easy for someone to just work their way through the run bit by bit, and regardless of how long your first run takes you, you almost surely will finish.
Yeah, you have to do a lot wrong in order to not finish one of these. Ultimately, if you follow the guide to the letter, you will finish. Now, there is only one more of this. There's a little bit of swag movement you can do, but it's right at the end, and if you fail it, you have to do the entire puzzle again. Not all of the ones previous, just this one.
You got this, Chris. I believe in you.
Alright, you know what? I'll do it. We're going to do the swag movement at totally 100% speed. So, you see those two white dots? We can cut between those. Worth. Absolutely worth. Completely faster than just going around.
Waves telling you to go anti-clockwise.
Yeah, so Waves is, you know, generally when other runners do this run now, there are parts where I just won't pay attention to. I'm too busy, like, memeing in chat or chilling or something like that. And Tetris is something I absolutely didn't pay attention to. Until I think one time Waves just offhandedly mentioned that he was doing, like, movement a little weirdly. And he goes, ah. And it slowly dawned on us that he was going anti-clockwise on that room. Free time save, though, I guess. For them %. I was acknowledging something you said. We don't have to touch the save sphere if Bahamut doesn't get hit. Bahamut got hit.
It's pretty rude, honestly, of him to hit us.
True. Yeah, there's a whole, like, pedestal thing to that, where you need to interact with the pedestals and, like, all of the different platforms, and casually it's quite a fun fight. We ignore that in the speedrun. Elemental arm guard, yeah, that's not what I have either, but that's okay. It's the same kind of armor. Then this is this.
I think does your tracker still have Biron on Yenke after the ghost as well as before?
No. I don't think so.
Because I don't get to a walker weapon unless that happens.
Oh, I do, yeah, I have him killing twice. Oh, it's a blessed arm guard, it's a disaster. I didn't use the save sphere. Oh dear. Alright, well that's the first actual mistake. Oh god. I thought I hit it. As I was running to, I was like, oh no. I definitely got it, so it's okay. $100 HP on the other hand. Probably not enough to do that. Luckily,
Hey,
very quick save.
Unaleska could have missed for the first time ever. Missed a spell, no less.
Ironically, if we now get a weapon from Unalesca, we may not actually lose time from quitting out and in. That's my copium.
I can't wait for that to be a strat. When we come up with a seed that's super fast but doesn't have a zombie strat weapon, so we just quit out and hope we roll one.
Okay, so genuinely, if we get like a zombie attack weapon that isn't the really slow one, I think that's Riku's. Quitting out and in won't lose us time.
Nope. And for anyone who just got here and is wondering why Bahamut is hitting for like almost 70,000 damage, it's because Yuna went to the gym. Yeah. And Bahamut was there spotting her all day, and he decided to lift some weights as well, and this is the results. Man put in effort gets results.
Bahamut did not skip protein day, neither did Yuna. In fact, it's all they've been consuming for years.
And by years we mean the past 35 minutes.
And a cheeky impulse, so our memory cursor is still on impulse for Sin's left fin. We got a blessed bracer. Disaster. It's just 20 seconds time loss in reloading. We're unfortunately the copium didn't pay off.
Yep. So now we're getting pretty close to the end of the fight now. In the cutscene remover, this basically turns into a boss rush. Yeah. Especially with the no encounter armor, we're basically just gonna run from boss to boss now, and they're gonna drop like flies.
Yeah, in any percent, once you kill Unalesca, there's like still an hour left in the run. In cutscene remover, there's 20 minutes.
Yeah, 20 minutes at best.
Which means I think we're closer to my PB than I thought we'd be. Why did I touch that? Say so. I think the 1 a.m. is starting to hit me now. I think the 1 a.m. is getting there.
Starting to win out.
Right, we need to go to High Bridge. Because we need a chat with Yevon.
Yeah, we need to speak to an old man and watch him disappear, and then go speak to a little child, and
then we get the idea of how to defeat you, Yevon.
And we unlock the secrets of the universe.
I must thank.
So.
Alright, so now we need to go to Sin.
The final show.
You can just turbo these inputs because Sin is first. And now, this may sound familiar. The next fight has a gimmick. You can move in and out to get to the Sin Fin. We're going to ignore that. Bahamut is going to be summoned, and Bahamut is going to go thwack.
Yeah, that's Bahamut's job for the rest of this run now.
Yeah. We don't know the rolls anymore because I quit out, so...
So we can crit.
We can crit. In the Manip Seed, this doesn't crit. Come on. It's 2 impulses. Didn't crit first one, disaster. So if we crit this next one, it doesn't do anything. It just means we wasted a crit. Didn't crit, so we're okay. Don't know why I looked at the tracker to see if that would be the same. It's not.
The tracker's got limited use right now.
I'm actually just gonna close it.
Don't forget to impulse Omnis.
Yeah. I'm not gonna risk it. In fact, I'm still gonna be on impulse for Omnis, right? I'll just have to take it off the BFA.
No, because you'll move on to attack for Overdrive Sin.
Oh yeah, you're right. I was too busy trying to hope that Overdrive Sin didn't exist. So, most of this part of the game, in any percent, it's kind of like broken up so you don't notice it as much, but in CSR, you run through the corridors a lot. Like, a lot.
Yeah, it actually it actually can get quite confusing. Even if you've run this game a lot, sometimes you're just in the corridors and you're like, wait, where am I going?
Yeah.
Because they all look the same.
Again, another boss we ignore. The gimmick on don't have to kill the thing in front. Just one-shot the thing behind. And now we need to go outside of the corridors and we need to speak to Yuna, where we'll have a heartfelt reunion. This is, however, cutscene remover. So we'll walk up to her and then suddenly we'll appear in the cockpit again. This is Yuna, right? Yeah, this is Yuna. Here she is. Just hold left on the screen. And look here, we're back in the cockpit. Luckily, this is the last time we have to run through. We're going to go fight Overdrive Sin, as Crimson said. And after that, we'll be in the Sea of Sorrow, where we'll face our last encounter with a certain dubiously haired man.
Whoa, dude! Spoiler alert.
Yeah. Yeah, my bad on that one.
Like, you just ruined it for all the people who have been paying attention to the story in this run.
It's my bad, honestly. I should consider the people's feelings who've been paying attention to the story in this run. I should know better. Right, so one impulse. We're gonna hope this is like above 70k. Oh boy, that is nearing max roll probably. Overdrive Sin has 140,000 health, so you want to do over 70,000, so you don't have to attack 3 times, you just have to attack twice.
I think it might actually be impossible to under-damage with that roll.
74464, that seems like a max roll. I can't imagine doing much more than that. Anyway, welcome to the Sea of Sorrow.
I feel very sad all of a sudden.
Casually, I think it's fairly easy to get lost here because it's very difficult to see where you're going, partly because of the camera angles, partly because everything else on this side is faded out somewhat. And especially with the encounters, you can, and like how hard some of the things are here to kill all of a sudden. Because Iron Giants start showing up amongst other things. Can get disintegrating, but We don't have encounters. We minute no encounter armor.
Whoa, dude, so lucky, no way.
So lucky. We tracked RNG the entire run and then got lucky enough to minip an encounter, imagine. I am gonna do this just in case. So, Seymour is another boss with a lot of armor, so we need to do something about that.
It's very handy that they made the late game bosses weak to armor break.
Yeah. Yeah. There are a lot of bosses that would be a lot more trouble if they weren't vulnerable to armor break. They'd be able to get Seymour Omnis would be a lot more trouble. I think you might actually have to go and mix again. Also, this fight ends up too fast. Ends too fast, which means that you don't get to hear the banging theme. I'm sorry.
Yes, the banging theme on cutscene remover.
Oh, you know what I mean. Seymour on this theme is banging, but you don't get to hear it here long.
But you know what we do get to hear?
We get to hear Otherworld,
Yup.
but we get to hear Otherworld after Nucleus. Now, Nucleus kind of sucks from the perspective of a speedrunner, because there's just a chunk of RNG at the end. You need to get eggs. You could call them crystals. It's eggs. And avoid the icicles. But you don't know where the eggs are going to spawn.
And half the time you don't know where the crystals are.
Yeah. So we need 10 total. Damn it. So when eggs spawn far away, it's kind of risky to go for them because they might just disappear. If you see them spawn a while away, though, you can't go for them. That is an encounter that I got
Live and let
because it's nearing 1 AM. I saw it and I still just walked into it. And another icicle spawned on top of me, and that one is unavoidable.
live and let live.
That second one is pretty memey. Ooh. Can't get that, it's too far away. Can I get that one to the right? I'll go for it. Oh, don't see where it is. Okay, there you go. Could be worse, could be better.
I'm always just glad to be done with Nucleus. It's not a fun time when you just want to finish the run.
Yeah. Right. One final menu. We're going to have to give Titus Zombie Strike so we can get past Yevon, and we're going to have to give Yuna Spare Change and one last bit of agility. Attributes then. Careful on this one. There we go. Oh, we also need to give Riku armor break. And again, for anyone who wasn't here earlier, we have 99 of every item because I derped out and didn't rename type Bahamut. So we had to give ourselves rename cards so we could follow through with the lovely donations that came through for naming. Right. So we're gonna armor break. Talk, skip its turn. And you guessed it, summon Wolf.
Wolf's here to do its final duty.
Yeah, someone else in chat does getting those 2 unintended encounters mess up the RNG in any way? No, there is no RNG to worry about at this point in the game. The only thing we hope for now, we're going to attack BFA. If he hits us with the sword, it's slower. However, if we jet beam, we skip the 2 pagoda turns, so it's like 20 odd seconds faster.
I believe in the Ject Beam.
Freest jet beam of my life. They grow on trees. So there'll be another pagoda turn. Jet beam. Let's go. They grow on trees.
It's just that easy.
It's just that easy. It's a 1 in 3 to get jet beam. 2 out of 3 times you'll get swiped by the sword.
Not even minute. Just lucky.
Not even minute. You can't minip it. I don't think you can minip it. So, there's a metaphor for something here. You got spare change on Yuna, and that's how we kill the Aeons. The Aeons, almost all of them have a lot of evasion, so if you try and attack them, you'll miss. So we're just going to throw the rest of our gil, and we're going to end the run on 0 gil.
They can always pick it up afterwards, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. The only thing that can go wrong that we don't actually have control over is Titus is a 1 in 100. 1 in 100 or 1 in 101? 1 in 101, right? 1 in 101 chance to miss zombie application on Yevon.
Yep. So an interesting quirk of the way the game is coded is that if the roll for the status chance application is a max roll of 100, it just fails.
Which is almost certainly, unintended.
Yeah, it's kind of akin to the Gen 1 miss in the Gen 1 Pokemon games.
Yeah.
It's just a oversight of an inequality.
But instead of being 1 in 256, it's 1 in 101. I want to say that this is like obviously nowhere near my PB, but it's a pretty decent marathon run. It's going to be about 317, 318. I think if you asked me, could I have that time before the run, I think I would have taken it.
I think, given the interesting occurrences, we managed to do pretty well.
Yeah. The rename card definitely lost a bit, but that was for charity. That was 100% doing it. The actual Minip itself, no drops on guards, or like any extra drops from the Jewel Horns or the Chimeras in home, put us quite a while back. So there was a lot of jank having done so we could get them in it right. I'm still very happy we got it. And the Flux crit. But I wouldn't have got the Flux crit if it weren't for Grey Fox and Crimson. Trying to figure that one out. If that was me running on my own, I think I would have just done Flux normally. And dare I say, it probably wouldn't have lost time, because we had to get the 4 encounters, but it's a hell of a swag strat. Alright, last ale.
And now we say goodbye to our faithful ally.
Now we say goodbye.
Goodbye, Wolf.
Bye-bye, Wolf. You're a solid companion. And you'll forever be missed. Until the next time I do a 10 run. So, we're now going to apply Zombie to you, Yevon, because for some reason it's not immune to it.
Do you think this is the fastest time you've ever done in a marathon?
In CSR, definitely, yeah.
Sounds like a PB to me. Time to sing.
We'll Mega Phoenix, just for extra swag. Oh. There we go.
GG.
We did it. It's about 7 minutes behind my PB with a much slower minute and then janky flux crit stuff. In a marathon, absolutely happy. There were no violently horrendous blunders other than not touching the save sphere before Unalesca. Wouldn't recommend that. No. I'm just gonna scribble that down to me being tired. That's and copium and whatnot. Thank you everybody for the GGs. I run a lot of Final Fantasies over on my channel, twitch.tv/christenarium. And a huge thank you to Crimson Inferno 9, my commentator who I asked to come along with me. He helped track all my stuff, just in case something went wrong, explained so much throughout the round. Like, he's so knowledgeable, it's insane. Just about the FF10 run. The seed that I used in this, the seed that I tried to get on, that is what we refer to in the 10 community as the Crimson Seed. He took that seed, he rooted it out, gave us all the resources to run it. It's wonderful. So thank you very much, Crimson, for being here. Thank you for all of your work. Would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, firstly, I don't think I've heard anyone call it the Crimson Seed, but I'll take it.
Grey Fox and I call it the Crimson Seed all the time. I literally get asked, like, is this the Crimson Seed? How have you missed this? This is a common thing.
I don't know. I'll take it though. Yeah, I just want to say thanks for inviting me to commentate on this. It's been a blast, been a challenge trying to eke those minutes out. But yeah, no, it's a great run, and it was good to be a part of it.
Wait, hang on. I just realised I can do something. I can compare against game time. There you are, a 3:11. That's a time without loads. 3:11. My standards have definitely gone up, but 3:11 is still pretty fast. I'll take it. Anyway, yeah. Do we need to yeet our way out of here? Thank you everybody for the GGs.
Well, I'm in charge of eating us out of here, so
Okay.
y'all done? You good? You've said all the words?
I believe we have said all of the words.
You've said quite a few words, and they were fantastic. I just want to thank the two of you for being here. Christenarium for the lovely run, Crimson Inferno on the couch. It was great. So yeah, we shall be back soon with our next game. Just hang on, everybody. We will be back soon.